Hey, what up everybody? This is Angel Alfaro, and I just kind of want to share my experience on anxiety and panic attacks and all that. It's something I used to struggle with for 10 plus years. and now I'm such in a great place in my life that I don't even struggle with anxiety. I don't struggle with fear. I don't struggle with any of that anymore. And I know a lot of you want to feel that way again. I know there was a time where I felt normal and thinking growing up, and all of a sudden I had my panic attack, my first panic attack, and then from there I just felt like I couldn't get my thoughts in control. I felt like I was losing my mind. And so many times I've gone to the hospital because I thought I was dying. I had friends take me. You know, it feels like your mind is so consumed by a certain thought, and then you attach an emotion of the fear emotion to that thought, and it creates an anxious feeling and anxiety, and it tries to build up inside you. So I know a lot of you know how it feels, and you want to know how to conquer it and to overcome it. So this is my new YouTube channel. I just want to start this for everybody who struggles with this, and to share with you my experience. And I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm sharing the things that work for me. And I'm gonna make more videos than this. This video is gonna be kind of a little bit of my story with a tip you can use. And but my upcoming videos, I'm gonna share more things that I did in my life to help me overcome it. So I'll start off when I was 18 years old. I was hanging out with the wrong people. You know, when you're a teen, you just hang out with who you get along with, and the people I hung out with, smoked, drank, partied, did all that type of stuff. And so that was you tend to act like the people you hang out with. So those type of people I hung out with. So fast forward to a party, and I got overly high, like extremely high, and I remember I started tripping really bad while I was driving in the car. I felt like this pain in my stomach, and I just started, like, this weird anxious feeling went over me, this panic feeling, and I started screaming, "Satan is stabbing me!" And I stopped in the middle of the road, and then my friend took me back to the party, and I was just in the bathroom for like an hour, just wetting my face, and I couldn't gain control of my thoughts and feelings because I was still high. And fast forward 3 days after that, like 3 days, and I remember leaving a movie with my best friend. Me and my best friend went to the movies, and I was driving back home, and sometimes when you're just driving, you're sitting there thinking, and this thought came in. This thought came into my mind. This what if thought came into my mind, and I hate that what if seed, because that leads to so many fear thoughts. And I let this what if seed come into my mind. This thought come into my mind is, what if I felt that same way I felt during that party while I wasn't high? And the moment I thought that, I started meditating on that. Hold on really quick. Let's go straight. The moment I let that thought come in my mind, I started panicking, and I remember I had to stop and get off the road, get off the highway, and go into the back of an Arby's. I was throwing up, and and then from there, I remember going back home. And I remember this so clear because I remember that was the same night. I remember my friends woke me up in the middle of the night, or like 4 in the morning, somewhere around there, told me that Aaliyah, that singer, just died in a plane crash and whatnot. So it was around that time. It was right before 9/11, which didn't help my whole situation at that time. But so yeah, I'm 32 now. That happened when I was 18 years old, and it's 2015. I'm married with 4 kids, and have a wonderful life, and I would never change my life for anything. And it's sometimes hard to even enjoy your own life when you're struggling with anxiety and fear and all that. So that's kind of my backstory. I can go into full more detail in it, but sometimes I get lost in what I'm talking about, so I better just stop. But anyways, that was my experience, struggling with it so much, and it led to sickness and all that. I had this little part in, all the anxiousness led to, like, a lot of my stomach always feeling nauseous, and my stomach always turn all the time, and I felt nervous all the time, and from all of that, it led to a lot of health issues with stomach problems. I remember I was like 200 plus pounds, and I got down 150 pounds because I couldn't eat. And I know my thoughts and my thinking life contributed to my health. So that was part of that was like those mid 2000s where I struggled with that, and was bad. So anyways, I'm gonna share with you something you can start doing right now. Is you got to make it a habit to think positively. And I know this might sound really basic, but you need to learn to visualize yourself having success, visualize yourself being an overcomer, visualize yourself powerful and victorious. So many times I always would imagine what I didn't want to happen, whether I was going to the front of the seats, the front row of the seats, and there's a big crowd of people and I didn't want to panic and have everybody look at me while sitting in the front. That was something I would visualize myself, like, I don't want that to happen. I don't want to sit in the front because I don't want that to happen. Or whether it's I mean that's a good example. You're imagining the worst possible situations of, wherever you're at or whatever you're doing, and that type of thinking becomes a habit. You develop this negative mindset, this thinking negatively about everything automatically. If you continue to keep doing that, it becomes a habit, and then it becomes who you are as a person. That's like an automatic response to everything. And I believe anxiousness and anxiety is, a bad habit. And some of you might say, there's chemical imbalances or this and this and that, and maybe there is or there isn't. But to me, I had it for 10 plus years, and I didn't take medicine for it, and I did it the hard way. I struggled. I didn't take any of the pills or anything like that because I didn't want anything to control me. I hated the feeling of medicine controlling me, and so I dealt with it, and I had to deal with my mind. I had to conquer. I had to face my thoughts. I had to face that anxious build-up feeling that builds up before you panic. All those things. And once I realized dealing with the subconscious mind, that's the biggest thing that I learned that helped me overcome it finally. And you have to make it a habit to think positive. You have to make it a habit to visualize yourself having success. And I promise you, this will help you so much if you can learn to do this. You might not feel it. You might start doing it and give up. Don't give up. Just keep being consistently doing that. Thinking, you got to renew your mind. It's like you got to just change the programming. You got to change the filter, the way you're viewing the world. And if you continually keep doing that over and over again, visualize yourself having success, you will have that breakthrough where you finally feel like you'll catch yourself thinking like, oh my God, like I've been feeling normal. I don't have to. It just becomes normal to feel normal, I guess. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It feels normal to not be anxious, and it's an amazing feeling when you get to that point where you feel like you don't have to fight to think positively or fight to feel normal or fight to not feel anxious, and you're just being, you're just living, and it's such a great feeling. So that's my first tip, is just to renew your mind, visualize yourself having success, and keep doing it even when you feel like nothing's happening, and just keep practicing and keep doing it. And you got to face those thoughts. You got to face those fears. You can't distract yourself. You can't hide behind video games like I used to do, play video games all the time, and I just didn't want to think. I just wanted something to distract me, and I just didn't want to deal with my thoughts. So start doing that. A good person you can actually listen to or check on YouTube is Bob Proctor. He'll give you a great understanding of how the mind works, and he was somebody that helped me to put the dots together, put all the dots together to finally make sense of why I was thinking the way I was thinking. So check him out, Bob Proctor. And there's many other people you can look up. That was the first person that I would recommend to check out right now. So anyways, thanks again for watching this video. I know it's not me, it's just me driving from the Five Guys to my house. Yeah, there's a new YouTube channel, so stay tuned, subscribe, like this video, leave a comment below if this helped you, and stay tuned for my other videos. Thanks again. And also, I'm gonna start a blog for this and all my videos and all that. I'm gonna start a blog for any of you who want more tips and all that. So, all right, I'm going home. I'm about to walk in. Thanks for watching. Later. Be blessed.